Hey everyone, it's Jacqueline. Um, I need to talk about something, and I need to talk about my mental health and what's happening in the world and how it's been in a absolute steep decline with what's happening in Palestine. And it's currently, you can watch my previous video if you want to go over that, but this nightmare, this absolute genocide, this horror that's been happening for 7 months in Palestine with white settlers in occupied Palestine murdering and blowing up and killing people using American weapons um, is absolutely horrifying. People call it anti-Semitism, that's their shield that they use. But if Judaism means, and it stands for what they're doing to the Palestinian people, then it is essentially a cult. And I do not believe that that's what Judaism is. I think that it's been twisted, and I believe Zionism has taken control, and Zionism originated in Nazi Germany, has very strong ties. And these people that run Israel, this government, all of them have had their names changed from, white names. And they're all from, Western Russia and Poland and the US and South Africa, white South Africans, which is what I am. That's what these Zionists are. And the older generation, they sit back and they look the other way because they remember the horrors always fresh in their mind of World War II and what happened to the Jews in the Holocaust. But that is what Zionists are using to get away with this genocide and murder of the Palestinian people. I I've been going through a lot listening to, people I really care about. I've been in a workplace environment where wealthy white women are, you can clearly tell what side they're on, and they talk about American freedoms, and they talk about, where we stand in our military and fighting for our rights and our freedoms. And I'm shocked that in 2024 that people are so uneducated on the history of the United States and what we've done to get these freedoms. Essentially, it is bathed in children's blood. Our freedoms are bathed in terrorism on other countries in the world, stealing their resources, destroying everything they have, destabilizing the area. Our military industrial complex, which is essentially running everything. Israel with AIPAC funding everyone in both sides of the aisle. It is what we're seeing right now is, if you are paying attention, because most people are so fucking stupid, they're off just, oh, look how beautiful my day is. Oh, I'm just going to focus on this. And that's fine. That's fine. But you cannot look away, and you cannot condemn both sides. You cannot pretend to be neutral if you don't look at it. And looking away and what these people are doing has absolutely disgusted me. I am horrified. And I've always known this, but I'm horrified by humanity. It's pushed me, being a trans person, I knew that people are sick and fucked up. But watching literally children in Rafah with their heads blown clean off on video for all of us to see by American bombs, women and children in tents in refugee camps being blown up like this, and still equating it to but Hamas and October 7th. Hamas, everything they've claimed Hamas has done has been fully debunked. There's a reason why Al Jazeera's offices were shut down in Israel, is because they were filming what Israel is doing, and they've always been filming. There's newspaper articles by the Gray Zone that have proven that Israel shot and killed their own people on October 7th. There are no cases of rape on October 7th. Not one person has come forward. The writers of the New York Times, the woman that they hired was a fucking IDF Special Forces woman who literally came in and wrote an article for the New York Times, and then the people in the article said that they didn't claim that they were raped. And the people that exposed it were people in the New York Times that came out secretly and released information that it's all a lie, that the whole thing's a lie. It was all fabricated. It's all one big story, and it was all bullshit. And Israel has been running and funding our government, both parties, to get this genocide done. And I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck about your gay marriage. I don't give a fuck about your hormones. I don't give a fuck about any of that. When this is being done to people, what makes you think that it wouldn't happen to you next? It wouldn't happen to black people in the United States next. What do you think is going to happen when you seal your mouth because you're a selfish piece of shit? Your little lifestyles and your little beautiful houses and all your little lovely stuff and all your crap that you think you manifested, which is essentially white privilege. You just think it's magical instead of factual. And you sit here and you look away while your tax money is blowing the heads clean off of children, and we get to look at it on fucking camera, and you won't even watch the videos because you think it's propaganda. Because you don't want to believe that your fucking government are Nazis. Literal white fucking supremacist Nazis. That's what this government is. And it is shocking to me to watch people talk about our freedoms and how our soldiers fight for freedoms. Your freedoms are drenched in children's blood. And you look around and call yourselves empaths, and you say you're sensitive and you care about things and you have compassion and all this bullshit. No, you don't. No, you don't. You do not care. You just don't want to look at it. You don't want to know. And I'm telling you right now, if you don't look at it, you have no opinion. Your vote should be taken the fuck away from you because you do not look at what you're voting for. You cannot look at what's happening in this world. Joe Biden is a genocidal white supremacist that has so much blood on his hands. It is the worst president I have ever known. He's the worst president in my lifetime, by far. Bush is right fucking behind him, with 200,000 people killed for weapons of mass destruction that didn't even fucking exist. And we sit here every day looking away because we have tons of money, we get to go shopping, and we have all our fucking privileges. It's not going to last. This does not last. And what's going to happen is the horror that's going to come from this. These children are ready to murder us because we've blown up their entire families. These 5-year-old little boys walking around with backpacks filled with their brother's body parts, walking into hospitals. I mean, what we are doing and what the white governments of the West, UK, Canada, what we have done to the Palestinian people is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my entire life. And I really didn't think I lived on a planet that was this disgusting, that is this gross. And to look the other way and to blame people that are fighting back against that horror, like Hamas, is absolutely shocking. What would you do if a white government moved in, kicked you out of your house, raped your women, beat up your family members, blew up your children, and you lift up an arm and they use propaganda to smear your resistance as rape and killing children and none of it even happened? And then you blow up the situation, you inflate the situation, and you lie. And Western governments just parrot the information back to stupid fucking Americans and they just believe it's for their freedoms. No, it's not. It's for fucking capitalism. It's for this machine that they've created. And my mental health has declined so rapidly in 6 months because I'm clearly looking at what's happening in the world. And it is shocking to watch you assholes look the other way and pretend that you care, to pretend that you have a heart, to pretend that you even have anything in that fucking ribcage. You are sick people for looking the other way. If you are defending this genocide because you care about your trans rights in the United States, fuck you. If you are looking away because you care about your gay marriage, fuck you. Fuck you. You heartless pieces of shit. You don't care about anything but yourself. You're selfish assholes, and you are no different than the Trump-supporting fucking white rednecks in this country that care about their guns and America and fucking people up. That's exactly what you're like. You're just centrist pieces of shit. And if any of you fucking vote for Joe Biden, you are voting for the genocide of the Palestinian people. I will be voting third party, and I don't give a fuck what people say it is. I don't care if they say it's a throwing away your vote or a vote for Trump. I am not, and I was right in 2020, I am not going to be doing that again. Because I did it. I was bullied into fucking voting for Joe Biden by everyone on here, by everyone. It was my ex-boyfriend I was dating, who's an artist. Evidently, he has no idea. Looking at reality is what art is. Looking at what's going on is what art is. You cannot sit there and say you gotta vote for Joe Biden for our fucking freedoms, while we all knew he was gonna do some shit like this. We all fucking knew that Joe Biden was a fucking nightmare. And do we think that it's a mistake that they didn't codify Roe when they had a chance? No, we are in an abusive relationship. We are battered wives, all of us. They took away abortion rights from women deliberately. That's what an abusive relationship does. It takes away something you already had, dangles it in front of you, and holds your vote hostage. And then they uplift the other side intentionally, that they're fucking friends with. They uplift the other side and they tell that side to act fucking deranged so that all these people can remain in power. And your little two-party vote bullshit is the same party. If you vote for Joe Biden, you are voting for Donald Trump. Vice versa. Vice versa. These people are best fucking friends, and all they care about is making money and blowing up fucking brown people and black people. And they don't give a fuck about your rights, your human rights, or anything like that. They're literally blowing the heads off of children, moms and dads, scattered bodies, charred to a corpse in refugee camps that they told them were safe. That is what your tax money is going to. And you sit there in your little pretty house and you keep blaming Hamas. And you keep saying, oh, I'm standing up for Jews. No, the fuck you're not. No, the fuck you're not. Look into October 7th. Look at all the things that Israel has lied about. They do not allow open investigations into October 7th. If they allowed open journalism, and if they allowed investigations into October 7th and actually proved the information that's there, and they said this is what happened, I would believe that they could be able to self-defend themselves. However, they are not legally allowed to self-defend themselves because they're a fucking occupation in another country. They're not a fucking country. They're not even real. Palestine is what they're occupying, and they're fucking exterminating the people that live there. And in South Africa, that's exactly what they were trying to do in South Africa. And the white party in South Africa right now that's coming up in the election, he literally said he's using Israel as an inspiration for South Africa. Essentially, apartheid 2.0. And that's where I fucking come from. And it's disgusting. And I watch white people that I know from South Africa say, oh, my beautiful home, look how horrible it is, all my memories, look what they've done to it. You know, look at the ANC government, all the shit. Equality looks like that. Essentially, white people are having to sacrifice their extreme privilege with low-income black people through generational poverty. We're put in that position. They're having to negotiate their fucking shit. So evidently you have this much, and here's black people right down the bottom, and it's balancing out, and you're like, oh God, look at my lifestyle, it's going to shit. Well, guess what? At least you're not fucking black in the United States, or any other place. At least you're not a fucking Palestinian, living your life in fucking rubble, land, sea, and air, fully controlled by Israel. They destroyed their fucking airport, they hold back their medical supplies, and they've been doing this for 76 years. And we sit here acting like, oh, we're on the right side of fucking history by supporting Israel. Fuck Israel and fuck the United States. Fuck Donald Trump and fuck Joe Biden and fuck you for being neutral.